beginning, I didn't know where it would go, but I didn't want to have a name that would label us one thing. So I said, you know what? 5 boroughs of New York, they all could come here and paint, as well as every country. Let's call it 5 Points. 5 Points coming to 1 point to celebrate this art. As time went on, it would be known for 5 Elements, hip hop. My name is Mears One, aerosol artist. I've been doing graffiti now about 30 years. Started in '87. Known for curating 5 Points as well, which was the largest legal aerosol outlet in the world that I know of, and had become, I would say, unofficial museum for the art culture and the hub for the hip hop in general. The magnitude of the building was 200,000 square feet. It was a full city block. There was over 300 easy pieces on the building to 1,000 pieces. And that was, I think, a real big turning point in terms of people, starting to flux there. Art form is known for its competitive nature, and because it was a cool environment, artists started stepping up to plate, stepping up. And I started to realize when you give a better spot, when you give the promise that it'll last longer, the artist will put more effort in. And when more people come to see it and you're promising longevity, it started to turn artists onto the spot and want to put that effort in to put a full all-out production on the wall. It was right off the 7 train, which would come above ground from Manhattan, and the first thing you see as it comes above ground is 5 Points. And you could see all 4 sides of the block from the train at some point. It went from 2002 to where it was desolate, industrial. There would frequently be prostitutes on the side block doing favors to, becoming a tourist hub. It was a living, breathing museum where not only does the art interchange regularly, but you could actually meet the artists. You could interact with the artists. I think 5 Points is a huge reason why graffiti is being so well received in this day and era, It was like 2010, the idea of that property being developed started to be rumors. And then as time went on, it became more reality. We started to organize and say, hey, look, we need to do something, or this might be something that's up for extinction. We were trying to, open his eyes to what was there, as well as reach out to potential people that could help us. And there were big entities that were willing to help and wanted to see the place stay. During this whole ordeal, a lawyer had approached us, and she was the one that introduced us to VARA. And Visual Artists' Rights Act, which is a relatively new law, basically states the artwork is yours. The building, which may not be ours, it doesn't make a difference. The artwork is still yours. And if determined under the certain criteria of VARA, you fall under protection of that law, then we would have to be given 90 days to photo, video, document, or remove any piece at our expense. Considering the building was slated for demolition, it would be of no consequence to allow us to save whatever we want. So the judge had stated, I can't find enough evidence to stop this developer from, building his building, but the law is a law, and if you do not give the proper 90 days and the art is destroyed, there could be penalties. So this is all presented beforehand, and And I don't see why the work had to be destroyed. Shock to wake up to a whitewashed building. I went into I think a bit of a depression and shock, and had a lot of anger and was uninspired to do anything. The building stood white for 11 months. There was no rush.
This week marks the start of a trial in Brooklyn that's been in the works since 2013. It stems from a dispute over the beloved Queens structure called Five Points. For decades, it was covered in graffiti. It had become a destination for art lovers. But then the owner whitewashed the walls and tore it down. 21 artists who had work in the building are now suing with a unique legal argument. They say their art, even though it was on a building and not a canvas, should have been protected by law.
In the end, it's a tragedy. Five Points is gone. I dearly miss the building. It made history in its creation, and it made history in its death. The closing of the case was like it's an open wound that was finally able to heal, and hopefully from here forward it will be an example that there should be a better relationship. There should be a little more respect, and hopefully that there'll be a better unions between the landlord and artists, and the art will be taken a little more serious. The Five Points family is still alive and out there. I still do events with the freestyle family, with the sometimes we incorporate with the b-boys that we used to rock with, Glide and Dynamic Rockers, and I still try to keep a bit of the flavor alive. The movement is now Five Points Creates. It's like so we'll do pop-up events and stuff. I've been now trying to concentrate on my own career. I've been doing, I do a lot of corporate work, which I enjoy. I like interacting with people. I especially like people that are not accustomed to the art form, interacting with them. Graffiti had already peaked to a real nice level with style, and to be able to still do it now in 2018, where it's really, the doors are opening and the regular world is starting to see it as art. I'm glad to have to be in the exact pocket that I'm in. Oh, I mean, sky's the limit. I'm sure some artists are making 40, 50 grand a canvas. Some artists,